So what changes your life more, Let It Shine or Bel-Air?
Whoa. Respectfully, it's Let It Shine, man. I mean, that movie, literally to this day, literally yesterday, I was in rehearsals practicing for a live show. And I walked past these two girls and they're like, oh my God, what the fuck? I'm like, what are they gonna say? I'm curious how they know me. I'm listening. I'm like, hey, listening, and they're like, that's freaking Roxy. I'm like, what? Like this, I don't know what was in that film, but it still has people in a chokehold. And I mean, okay, great.
It's a combination. It's the movie, yes. It's you, 100%, but it's also the era in which it was released. The amount of people, right? So can you just remind me of the year? It's probably 2012?
2013.
Yeah, 2013,
Mhm.
2012.
2012.
It's a very unique era. If it's
You're so
2012,
right.
it's the last moment where Nickelodeon and Disney Channel have real attention dominance, and they have pure ownership over a massive generation, right? Like millennials, our
Yes.
generation for the most part,
Yeah.
and like a lot of Gen Z,
Yeah.
most of Gen Z,
Yeah.
they own it in like millions and millions, multi-millions. Now, like you don't even want to know what the numbers. It's like we could post on
That's
TikTok.
because it was
and in an
before social
hour.
media and stuff.
It was right when social media was taking, like, it was parallel. Social media was actually amplifying traditional because streaming hadn't taken over fully yet. Everybody was planning for it. So the amount of people watching Disney Channel at that time was crazy. Oh my, like probably it could have been 12 million plus.
You know
Yeah,
what?
a lot of like dozens of millions of people have probably seen that movie by this time.
And
No
that
joke.
shit was global.
Yeah,
Because I
everywhere.
will be in literally freaking France and they're like, Roxy, and I'm like, what?
It's crazy.
I'm like, y'all all had this channel? I'm in South Africa filming, and they're like, we love Let It Shine. Okay, what? This was more. It was way more powerful than I even knew.
But think about it, like this is pre all the Disney Pluses, the Apple Pluses,
Yeah,
all of
man.
these big streaming services, and like attention, there was only so many places for it to go.
Yes.
So Disney, Nick, I mean, they were still,
Man.
and that's like the year like Victorious is at its like is doing its thing,
Mhm,
iCarly's doing its thing.
That's so freaking real. If you could go back, would you go back to that time where like there was only a few outlets to give your energy to?
Oh my gosh,
You say yes. Really?
A part of me, well, yeah, because I don't know, yeah, yes, but social media should still be there as an amplification. I
Okay.
think now there's just like an abundance of content to the point
Yeah.
where you're inundated and you don't even know what could be good or worth your time or even accurate.
That right there ate. That right there ate. But wait, okay, so if only social media was the only platform, which one? Because it would still be a lot of stuff. It would just get worse and worse.
I would love like a YouTube, an Instagram, and a Twitter. Life was good when we had those three.
That's
And then
so real.
Vine
That was an
came in
era.
as like
That's
a
a good
joke.
point.
And like,
Yeah.
like that was a simpler time for everybody.
Not Vine as a joke.
No, but like it was there, and then it
Wait,
was
but
like
please, Vine was an era too.
it was.
The girlies be on the Oscar carpet from Vine. I'm like, hey, okay.
You're so, I mean, Vine gave us Logan Paul.
And Liza.
Yeah, Liza
my girl,
Koshy.
Liza is hilarious, but
Yeah,
she's on Netflix.
Icon. Yeah.
I mean, okay, see, but that's my point though. It would have happened again. You either have to cut it completely, or like it can't because it'll just grow.
no, everything mutates.
Yes, man. She's giving bacteria.
It's so crazy.
Man, that was so an era. And you know what? And so that's why I think it was Let It Shine, because it's like this nostalgia effect
Yes.
that they be like obsessed with. And I'm like, dang, see, I can't even really remember what it was like because I was just like in a dream world filming that. Like, I can't even remember all of it, except one time I did ask for hot cocoa and they made the most decadent hot chocolate I've ever with a peppermint straw. I didn't even know they make peppermint straws.
Wow.
I do remember that. It did have a chokehold on me.
But with the success, like you've mentioned, there was a second movie. What, like you think they want to capitalize on it? What happened?
I have no idea. I was literally 14. I don't know. I don't even know if that was real. Maybe I made that up. I'm like, prove it. I'm like, where's the paper trail for this? No, but I know that there was like talks of doing more because that's kind of the formula. You know, you see like somebody and they're like a guest star. And then you see them and they have like a little bit of a speaking role. And then you see them and they're like, okay, girl, you're in that commercial a lot. And then you're like, okay, you have a TV show. Hey, like that is kind of the formula. So, but I don't know.
Was there any apprehension of taking on such an iconic role in Bel-Air? Like it's big shoes.
Hell no, I wanted that job. I was like, sign me up.
Bills to pay.
I mean, what? That was
So
literally like
real.
fresh off the pandemic. I was like, help. Yes, when do we start? No, there was, I mean, honestly, if anything, it was like the auditioning process. Like, do I really audition for this? What's a reimagining? Does that mean it's supposed to look exactly like the original character? I don't look like the original character. What are we doing? I was like, let me read for Ashley. And my acting manager was like, Ashley is 12. Get your ass on film for Hillary. And I was like, okay, say less. I mean, I don't look like her, but we'll see. You know, just like limiting beliefs. Not cute, girl. Not cute. But thank God, you know, it was meant for me. So it's for me.
I mean, what do you learn in that moment?
Man, like, I think you got to really unpack some of them thoughts. Really unpack them. Because the backstory to I don't look like Hillary. It was like so much previous colorism trauma that like you got to ask yourself, where did this thought even stem from? Because it's just like it's so grown now that it's just part of the way I talk. I don't look like that. That's for those girls. They look like that. They get that. I look like this. I get this. And it was just like so like my truth until I started doing therapy and my therapist was like, wait, what's that? Why do you say that? And I'm like, oh, because it's the truth. And she's like, whose truth? And I'm like, the world's? And she was like, so the world's truth is your truth? That's the only choice you get? And I was like, hey, no, I don't want that to be my only choice. Is there other options? You know, you don't know until
Sure.
somebody that you like can candidly just say it all is like, unpack that. That's not health. And then you're like, oh damn, I'm fucked up.
So does that event or you getting cast as Hillary and obviously therapy help like shatter any of those long-standing just assumptions?
Absolutely. And that's another reason why I'm a huge advocate of therapy. I started therapy and I got my whole family into therapy.
Oh,
We
so
all do
good.
therapy.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're all gonna heal. We're all gonna grow.
It's a Bel-Air paycheck going to good use.
Cash it. That's hilarious. But absolutely. I think we all in different ways are taught these things that are just not ours to carry, you know? And sometimes it's not even like subconscious. You wouldn't even know.
Mm.
And you're like, I'm happy.
Real.
You're like, girl, no, you're not. You hate it here. So yeah, I think therapy is a huge way of unpacking and very crucial. Very crucial.
Does it make you a better artist?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It takes confidence. Do you know how many songs are on those new Music Friday? Mm-mm. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your product. You have to believe what you're doing. Because then everyone else around you will believe it. If you're comparing to the next thing, like you said, there's so much, you don't even know what's good. But you got to know what's good in your own soul. And I think that comes from doing that deep dive, doing the work, and constantly speaking that stuff to yourself. Like, it's a job in itself to not lose your confidence.
By the way, the confidence comes through in this album.
Thank you.
Why not more?
Why not?